listening to Potty Mouth Radio, the home of movies, music, television, and comedy.
And now, the hunt for the perfect album.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Hunt for the Perfect Album with Billy and Dave, where this week it was Dave's turn, and why don't you tell the people what it is you gave me?
I gave you the debut album by Britpop pioneers Suede.
Yes, an album I'd never heard of, a band I
No, you didn't know Suede at all from memory.
But, I mean, obviously, they're a big thing. I mean, the version that's on Spotify of this album is a 25th anniversary edition, which has multiple bonus tracks. In fact, it took me several listens to actually figure out where this album was supposed to end. And for a long time, my favorite track on the album, I later discovered was not on the album, because there's 52 tracks on the deluxe edition.
Which is, that's mental.
Yeah, and like, obviously, you know, there's one side that says disc 2, and I knew that was part of the deluxe thing. And that is all labeled, you know, demo and live track and everything. But disc 1 has about 14 bonus tracks on it. So, I mean, obviously this is a real band. So how did you discover them? I guess they were big, you know.
This album was 90s. A bit of a monster when it came out. So yeah. This came out, I was in second year of uni, I think.
Yeah. And
like all three of the singles off this were huge. And that's before the album even released. So when this album actually hit, it was a bit of a monster. Everyone had a copy. It was in every, you know, everyone's milk crate had this, along with Park Life by Blur and Different Class by Pulp, and you know, everyone had this. And that mean the singles were just on perennial repeat on radio.
That was gonna be one of my first things. I thought I had never heard this band until I threw it on, and can I guess that the first two tracks, So Young and Animal Nitrate, were both singles?
Animal Nitrate was, I think So Young was, but I think it was the fourth single. It came out after the album released. It wasn't one of the three that kind of led the way.
Definitely knew those tracks. I put
awesome.
on So Young and I was like, oh, okay, this does ring a chord. It is familiar to me. Yeah. All in all, I liked this album quite a bit.
Awesome.
There's definitely no tracks on here that I overly dislike. There are some that I like less than others.
No.
I know what you mean about, like, this doesn't sound anything like, say, an Oasis album.
No.
Or even a Blur album. It's closer to Blur than Oasis. But it is very
much
those.
They are the closest to the Smiths out of the Britpop.
Yeah,
because obviously the Smiths are kind of the precursor, more so than any other band. And there were other bands around, but they were the precursor.
Influence. Yeah.
Brett Anderson, the lead singer and lyricist, is of. I mean, he would say he's unique and original because he's kind of an arrogant guy, but. He's obviously influenced by Morrissey.
Well, if you're talking about arrogant guys, I mean, it sounds like he's right in Morrissey's footsteps then.
But it's weird. So while Suede was formed by Brett Anderson, one of the other band members whose name escapes me, and Anderson's girlfriend at the time, they didn't have none of them were good enough to be the lead guitarist. So they advertised in NME and they ended up getting Bernard Butler. And Suede kind of become the Brett Anderson, Bernard Butler. They were the Morrissey, Johnny
Kind of
Marr.
like, yeah.
So much so. Bernard Butler is kind of acknowledged as one of the greatest British guitarists of all time now, as Johnny Marr is. Brett Anderson is the kind of
prick.
slightly androgynous, arrogant front man who had a real stage presence and career. You know, it was almost like unintentionally like a cookie cutter replication of the Smiths in a certain way. And they are 100% out of the Britpop scene of the kind of early to mid 90s. They are the closest, you know, the DNA to the Smiths. They deal with melancholy. They deal with androgyny and sexual things. They deal with political issues. There's a lot of violence in Suede's songs, which is completely absent from the Pulp. I mean, you've got Pulp, who are very, very clever, but kind of tongue-in-cheek, witty lyrics. You've got Blur, who are just kind of your geezers, Park Life, and then you've got Oasis, who are just cunts. But no one else was really dealing with kind of poverty and domestic violence and some of these heavier themes and kind of the more open, transgressive sexuality based stuff that Suede tackled. And that, I mean, in the 80s, the Smiths didn't really, but Morrissey kind of touched on a little bit at arm's length. But Suede were very much in the darker parts, Britpop.
To Animal Nitrate, it makes complete sense to me that was a single.
So
is
catchy.
definitely the most Britpop on this album. That is the one track.
But the lyrics are,
yeah,
like, I mean, obviously the name of the track itself is a play on Animal Nitrate, but you've got, well, he said he'd show you his bed and the delights of the chemical smile. So in your broken home, and he's broken all your bones, and now you're taking it time after time. It's not happy, frothy Britpop the way, Park Life or something is. It's very much the kind of seedy underbelly of Britpop. The big three were the Drowners, I think, then Animal Nitrate, then Metal Mickey.
Okay.
And then you got So Young later. They're the singles.
It makes sense. And I'm going to be honest and say something. Those three songs as singles sell this album differently from what this album is. They are
a little bit, yeah.
They're
they're
very
all upbeat,
rocky. They're very upbeat, and not all of this album
radio
is.
friendly. It's not really appropriate for this band, but they're the big catchy singers.
Because I really like.
There's a lot of
Metal Mickey
melancholy
as well.
down notes on this album that those three tracks don't really convey.
100%. If you only listened to those singles, you're not really getting a sense of what this album is.
Oh, if
at all.
you'd only heard Metal Mickey and you went and bought this album, I reckon you
yeah.
would have been a little bit bummed out.
Definitely. Yeah. Much like Sleeping Pills. It's
Okay.
another one of the kind of down slow ones.
It is.
Yeah, it just but then the very, very, very back half of this album, everything from Breakdown through to The Next Life, I really like. And then the first bonus track, as it turns out, my Insatiable one, was actually my favorite track from the album until I realized it wasn't.
Yeah.
But I do really like those last 4 tracks.
Try not to go too far inside your mind.
You spoke about, David Bowie being an influence, and this is the song where I most hear that. This
This could be
sounds
off
like
one
it
of the
could be
Berlin
straight
trilogy.
off Ziggy
Yeah.
Stardust.
100%.
Yeah, this is definitely the track where I hear that influence the most.
Yeah. No. Completely agree.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite track from the album?
Oh, look, it's hard not to say Animal Nitrate just because at the time it was... I had it on every bloody mixtape I had. It was everywhere. It's a little bit basic, bitch, I guess, but I'm going to... I have such affection for Animal Nitrate, The Drowners, and Metal Mickey that it's kind of going to be probably Animal Nitrate. It's going to be one of them. But I do love the slower down note. I love that. One of the reasons I love this album so much is that in that landscape of kind of 92 through 95, amongst the albums that, and a lot of which are some of my favorite, Different Class from Pulp and His and Hers, I love, absolutely love. I love Park Life. I don't mind Definitely Maybe and What's the Story, Morning Glory. But in that landscape, and then you've got other sort of Britpop, who else have you got around at that time? You had like Stone Roses doing stuff, not really Britpop, but there's a lot of kind of upbeat shit going on. Yeah. And it was when we spoke about the KLF not too long ago. There was a lot of kind of upbeat, high energy stuff. There wasn't a lot of kind of down stuff, down notes. And when you did get an album like this, or like what was it called? Was it Mezzanine? Mental blank. I'll fucking edit that out because I sound stupid. But no, I'm not going to edit it out. I'm going to look it up because that's the magic of fucking editing. I can look it up and then sound smart. Because I'm fucking old and I forget shit. And like Mezzanine by Massive Attack, where you had sort of slightly more ambient, slightly more downbeat, slightly more melancholy, slightly more serious stuff, they really stood out, and I did tend to gravitate towards them because they were kind of like this island of kind of pathos and, oh my God, seriousness. So I do love those tracks as well. But look, at the end of the day, TLDR, Animal Nitrate.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll leave Metal Mickey to play the show out on. I think The Next Life is a great closing track to this album. And I wish that I had known to experience this as the closing track.
So you
you
knew it was the bookend. Yeah.
Because I think it's a great track.
See you in your next life when we'll fly away for good. Stars in our own car, we can drive away from here. Far away, so far away.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I really liked this album. I would say I'm landing on a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
It's not one of the best things you've given me for me.
No, it's solid. It's a
but
pass.
it's enjoyable.
I think it qualifies as a distinction at uni. So,
good stuff.
I'd actually encourage you, if you like that track, there's a song, I think it's off probably my second favourite album of theirs, Coming Up, which has got, ironically, my favourite song of theirs, Trash, on it, which is from a few years later. I think it's from 95, 96. There's a song, and it's the last song on that album, called Saturday Night, which is... I might tack it on the end of when I edit the clip for YouTube. I might tack the video on the end, or at least part of it. The video is kind of Brett Anderson kind of going home at the end of it at 3 a.m. and after a long fucking night, and just seeing all the kind of tragic, sad people on the tube station and stuff.
Nice.
And it's really quite beautiful, and it's one of my favourite songs of theirs. And I think you would, if you like that song, I think you would love Saturday Night.
Yeah, nice.
Live.
Nice.
Not
I'll
Saturday
check it
Night
out.
Live. That's a different show entirely. Saturday Night. I'll tack it on the end, and you can see it on the YouTube.
I'll
clip.
check it out. All right,
where are we going next?
Next week, I'm going to go to something that I know you've been possibly expecting for a while. I think we've spoken about it at times, and I think you've said you've never listened to it.
Is it the Wombats? I'm getting a lot of pressure at home to go fucking
it
listen
is
to
the
the
Wombats.
Oh my God,
That
Sonia's
is
going to be
wild.
so fucking happy. She
yeah,
said, Can you get Billy to fucking give you the Wombats? Because I'm sick of telling you to listen. And I keep saying, I can't listen to it yet. I'm waiting for Billy to give it to me. I can't cheat.
Because I know that we've spoken about it before, and my memory was that you said that you had never...
She's a massive fan.
Okay. Yeah, nice.
And the kids all like, and I've heard one song, and I think it's off the one that you're giving me.
It
Because you
would
did
be.
say what it would be.
I'm giving you their
the Joy
debut
Division
album.
1, whatever it is.
I'm giving you their debut album, which is A Guide to Love, Loss, and Desperation. It came out
because they were touring, or they are touring at the end of the year or something in Australia, and they were going to be at what's it called, Somersault, which is like a music festival, and apparently Somersault's just out of the blue just fucking cancelled itself.
Yeah, right.
So. Sonia's pissed off about that.
Well, I think you're going to love this album. It's just one of those albums that is a joy from start to finish. It is vibrant and full of energy, and still, if you listen to the lyrics, it's kind of depressing. It's all of those good things all at once. So
awesome.
I think you're going to love it. It's A Guide to Love, Loss, and Desperation by the Wombats.
All right. I
So
might
it was their
actually.
first
They're going to be in the
studio
country. I might email them and see if we can get them on the show. Who knows?
do it.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't ask. You don't know. I'll listen to the album first because I'd hate to do that, get them on, and then fucking hate it. But I do like that one song, so
Nice.
it's a fair bet.
All right. Well, in the meantime,
stuff.
if you want to get in touch with us, you can do that at pottymouthradio.com or pottymouthradio@gmail.com. And go and check out the Facebook listener community. If you're listening to this in audio form, check out our YouTube or vice versa. And we will catch you next week. I'm going to play us out with Metal Mickey.
Yeah, and hit subscribe and bells and notifications and reminders and Patreons and all that other crap.